Happy Monday, everyone.
Happy Monday.
Glad you are here. Jacqueline and Adria with me, and we're glad that you're watching today. Hopefully you had a great weekend. How was everyone else's weekend?
My weekend was fun. I had a really fun weekend. Of course, Friday was my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. And my niece, Delaney, her birthday is the day after. And then my nephew's girlfriend, now fiance, her birthday is today. So we went to Northwest Arkansas to celebrate birthdays. And then my nephew, Keller, I'm going to show this picture. He got down on one knee and proposed to his girlfriend.
And that was on her birthday?
That was the day before her birthday.
Okay.
So he is now engaged to Lainey, and we were part of that. And
That's so cool.
Yeah. So the weekend was a lot of fun. Family being together and celebrating them. And
Good.
Yeah. So it's really, really good.
That's awesome. Jacqueline, how about you?
It was honestly a blink of an eye.
I know. Go so fast.
They
It was
always
marathon
are.
Weekend, and so it was just a lot of like figuring out how you're getting out of the neighborhood, but back in, and adding lots of time.
Because you're right there.
You're on the route.
The big crowd.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you go out and hold signs or anything like that?
You know, just we had a lot of like unintended adulting that got dumped in our laps, and so I didn't get to.
No, that's too bad.
You know, just being an adult.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unintended adulting.
Don't you love that when that comes
I
up?
can put it. That's the best way I can put it.
That's funny.
Unintended adulting had to happen.
What about you, Heather? How was
Saturday was nice and relaxing, and then Sunday we volunteer at church, my daughter and I, and so that's an hour and a half, and then we actually go to the service, and then I had my marathon hair appointment, which I have every 8 weeks for the marathon one, and it's 5 hours long.
Yeah.
And so I did that, and that was my entire day on Sunday. That's it. But Saturday it was just like, hanging out at the house and just getting stuff done and relaxing. Oh, and then one of my dogs, my gosh. Okay. My pets work together in tandem as a team of rascals. My cats, so our pantry is like French doors. You pull them open. My cat can reach under the door and pull it open for the dogs to get stuff out. And then they usually share it if it's something that they all want to eat. Well, what they got this time was a whole bag of almond flour. And dug it, like shook it all over the house and all around. They take it to the dog bed, split it open. There's almond flour all over my house. And apparently it didn't sit well in one of their stomachs.
Oh, no.
So I came home from my hair appointment last night and there were 4 gigantic piles of throw up. When I say gigantic, huge. So then you have the pile. This is gross. Get ready. And then you've got the liquid that drains off the side of it. 4 of those. And I was like, no. Now I have to clean up that. So that was my Sunday night. But that's just part of owning pets. So
they work.
I know they work together.
They do. They have to. The cats, they go up and hit the cat up. Hey, go open the door. We'll give you something if you do.
Yeah. We'll let you have like 25% of it.
Oh my
We'll split the bag open.
So before you got Wesley, was this happening?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not him.
I think it was Tulip, my Pomeranian, who did all the puking because I did see her dry heaving before I left.
Oh, no.
And so I was like, she must not be feeling really well. And then I come home and it's like an obstacle course trying to get through my kitchen. Yeah, and there's another prize that she left me by the back door, but and it was all the color of almond flour. So,
oh, poor thing.
Thank you. I feel the same way about. Yeah. I'm like, do you know how much almond flour costs?
Oh my gosh, those poor babies.
Yeah, but anyway, so that was my Sunday.
Poor Heather.
No,
it be what it be.
Was your daughter home at the time?
Yeah.
So she just decided to lock herself in her bedroom.
I come home and I'm like, hey. I said, I know you saw all this because the dogs are outside. And she said, she let them out and she was like, not my problem. And so I said, I know you saw this and you just left it all for me. And she goes, well, Mom, they're your dogs. The cat's mine.
Oh, that's not fair.
So, anyway, I told her next time you can help your mama out, at least.
Right,
put paper towels over them or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Clean up 2 of the 4 at least, right?
Yeah. This is a family. We split the puke 50-50.
That's right.
Yeah. So there that was. But yeah, it was a good weekend still. It was nice. A nice weekend. So.
Yeah.
not bad.
Not too bad.
I'm not
Weather was
complaining.
good, and there was fear it wasn't going to be good.
Yeah.
But it was good, so that's
Right.
nice. Yeah.
We did have a couple of tornado warnings that didn't pan out. So that's wonderful news because in Enid, there's a girl at my church, actually. She spent the day in Enid cleaning up her aunt and uncle's house. So a lot of people converged on Enid to help out over the weekend. And in fact, we want to give you some updates too, because if you have SNAP benefits and you bought some meals with some food with your SNAP benefits, you can get some replacement money to buy new food if your food was damaged when the storm blew through. You have 10 days after the Enid storm to report this, and we have a link at kfor.com to apply. So just head there if you're on SNAP benefits and any of your food was damaged. But also, I think this is really cool because Airbnb is offering free housing to those displaced by the tornadoes and storms in Enid. It's temporary housing. It's partnership with Heartline 211. So you can call 211 and request housing and get it started that way.
Yeah,
That's
those are
also
some
neat.
good benefits for the families that are going through so much right now. So to be able to have, if you live in Garfield and Kate counties and you lost those, SNAP benefits that you use, you can get those replaced. But you have that 10-day deadline. So hurry up and apply and then have a place to stay. Because, a lot of those families they don't know what to do. The house has been destroyed.
Yes. And that too is a good point because your house has to be uninhabitable to qualify for this. It can't just be the roof is a little bit damaged. No, it's got to be completely uninhabitable. And then, yes, it's so overwhelming. What do you do? Where do you even start on the cleanup?
Yeah. It's so, because you've got to figure out a place to stay and place to, and then you've got to clean up. So you got to figure out a place to go back to so you can shower and, do all that kind of stuff. And
then
just imagine having kids too. And
golly.
Right.
Trying to get them to school.
The end of the school year and all of those exciting things on top of your busy schedule.
Yes.
But also, even if you're doing all the steps and you know exactly the plan in which you're going to go and direction you're headed with your recovery, you may still be waiting on your insurance check. I mean, it just takes
be a while.
It takes a while.
That's going to be a long time.
Yeah.
This Airbnb deal is a really cool benefit.
And they've started doing that a lot for, during disasters and things like that, which is really, really nice.
Yes, it's very cool. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk more about what we started talking about at the top of the show, and that is the Memorial Marathon. And we've got one of our own who actually competed. We'll talk about that after the break. Welcome back to Around the Block. So, Memorial Marathon, a lot of people ran in it. We got a few people here at KFOR who participated, including reporter Lauren Daniels.
Lauren Henry.
I tell her that all the time. We had a former reporter named Lauren Daniels. Yes. And I always tell Lauren Henry, I'm so afraid on the air I'm going to say Lauren Daniels.
Yeah, it's easy to do.
I know. So 2 syllables. Lauren Henry.
She came in and she was a little sore today.
I saw her walking slowly in the parking lot.
Yeah, and she had already had some stuff set up for a story and it fell through. So she was like, man, I tried to plan this out so I didn't have to work extra hard today, rocking around too much. But she did great. We've already talking about a group of us doing it with her next year.
Oh, cool. So she did what's called the quarter marathon, which I didn't even know was a thing. It's a little bit longer than the 10K.
Yeah, it's like 6.5. It's like half of a... It's a quarter marathon. So she had fun. She had a good time.
I bet she did. And it's cool to see these winners. Okay, so he's the winner. That is
Stephen Baker.
Yes. And so he's the men's winner, and he completed it in 2 hours, 23 minutes, and 19 seconds, because every second counts. And then we have the female winner. Her name's Maddie McCork. And she did it in 2 hours, 53 minutes, and 22 seconds.
That is really impressive because I've run a couple of halves before and I was like, my goal is to get right at 2 hours for the half. They did a half. Yeah. They did a full in a little more than 2 hours.
Yeah. Almost 3.
Yeah. It's impressive.
Maddie. Very impressive. And then we also have a clip of Ashley Carrion. Here's the thing about her. She won last year and she came back this year. There she is. That must be last year because now she's 8 months pregnant.
Yes. And it'll show her in a minute. She's like 8 months pregnant. There she is.
Wow. Look at her.
Did a 5K in 20 minutes, which is about around a 7-minute mile, a little less than a 7-minute mile. 8 months pregnant.
Golly. And you know what? That baby's in there going, boing, boing.
I know.
Boing, boing. So I wonder when the baby comes out if when the baby is a little bit older, if running will feel like a comfort thing.
Oh, I totally would imagine that. Yeah. And it's funny. Her husband also competed, ran in the race. And I was joking earlier, this baby's going to come out and it's going to know how to run before it walks.
Or crawls. It's going to be a speed crawler.
Yeah. When I was pregnant with both my kids, I made it a mission because I wanted just to exercise and stay healthy. And I was going to do walk or run 300 miles before they were born.
Oh, wow.
And I completed it both times. I think I was like 8 months pregnant, almost 9 months pregnant with Gabby. So it was kind of close. But, and I had my dog. I took my dog, Mia, with us and would walk. We'd do 4 miles. First we were running. I was running, with my dog the first probably 3 or 4 months. And then after that, it slowly turned into a jog. And then it slowly just turned into a walk because it was just hard. But I think it's important to run or exercise while you're pregnant because first off, it makes birth much easier. At least that's what research indicates. And it also keeps you healthy and your heart moving, and it promotes that for your own kid too. You don't realize it, but your kid learns to like to exercise and everything.
Your mental health.
Yes, mental health.
Big deal.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
I thought a lot about on those walks, okay, I still need to buy the crib and I need to do this and I need to, gives you a chance to kind of think about everything. And
so basically it could be a stressful thing for you as well.
It could be.
Okay. When we come back, we're going to tell you why some cereals are putting toys back in the cereal boxes. That's next. Welcome back to Around the Block. Do you guys remember when we were kids? At least my parents would buy cereal, and the best part was finding the toy in the cereal box.
Digging through all the cereal.
And sometimes I would even dump the entire thing into a bowl just to dig through to try to find the toy, whatever rinky-dink toy it was.
And then you'd be frustrated if it was the same toy that you got in the last Lucky Charms box. You'd be like, I already got this one.
Or like a Happy Meal, it's like the same toy.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you have siblings, you're also trying to beat them to the toy.
Yes.
Was that your rule in your house that whoever found it got to keep it?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're older than your brother, right?
But it doesn't mean I found it first.
So how would you do it to make it fair? Like you dumped it in your bowl and then whoever it came out.
It's really whoever opened the box.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I would do it like right when I came over to the grocery store.
I'd make sure I went to the grocery store with my mom and dad so that way I could open it in the car on the way home.
Well, so there are some cereals bringing back toys, and this is because there is a new Toy Story movie coming back. So they are going to be promoting with the toys this new Toy Story movie. And if you eat Frosted Flakes, Fruit Loops, Apple Jacks, and Corn Pops, lucky you, because you are about to find Toy Story 5 toys in your cereal.
That's cool.
So they did away with toys a long time ago, years ago, mainly because of the cost for these companies. Yeah. But also there were critics saying, this promotes kids wanting to buy these boxes of cereal that are full of sugar. Yes. Mm-hmm. And so there was a lot of controversy. Some parents were concerned also about choking hazards. Mm-hmm. But they are bringing it back now. And they're probably going to be a little bit larger, like figurine type things in these boxes. So
have you guys seen all the Toy Story movies?
Oh yeah, I love Toy Story.
It's one of my favorite series.
Me too.
With that and Inside Out. I'm a huge Inside Out fan. But I thought 4 was going to be it. I thought 4 was it.
Right.
I thought there's no way they could make another one, and I cried during 4 because I was like, oh my gosh, Woody's staying.
They're going to be incinerated.
And so I was like, this is it. This is the last Toy Story, though. And now I'm like, 5. Wait, I feel gypped. Like I'm happy they're having it, but I feel like
that was supposed to be the end.
That was supposed to be.
I am emotionally where I need to be.
Yes, I came to terms with the fact that Toy Story was going to be over with, and now all of a sudden, I'm not sure what it's about yet. But how do you continue it after, Woody stayed off with
Doesn't Woody have kids? And now it's about his kids.
me?
See, I thought that's what I thought.
You
was
mean
the
Andy?
Andy.
Yes.
Had
Woody would not be having children. Andy.
Let's keep it PG.
So Andy's kids. Oh, wow.
Maybe. It seems like I heard that. I
That's
don't
what
know for
thought
sure.
Too, is
But
that
see, Andy didn't have the toys
Bonnie.
anymore. Bonnie had the toys. So I
Okay.
wonder if it's Bonnie's kids. I don't
The
know.
plot thickens.
I know. Gonna have to do some research on this because, now that I'm gonna have to open that wound back up. And,
and buy some Kellogg's cereal.
yeah, right.
Now you're gonna have to buy every box so you make sure you get the whole entire collection.
Yeah, whenever I was little, I would get the Happy Meals with all of the toys and the Happy Meals, and I had boxes and shoe boxes of just full of
Made in
these.
China toys.
Yes. I mean, I would. My parents we were poor, so I'd have to beg to go.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they would, my grandparents would come in town, and I would beg them to take me because I knew that they would do that. And
Oh,
I had,
yeah.
and then I don't even know where they are now. They probably went in a garage sale.
Or
I would imagine.
landfill.
Yeah, probably.
Just like in Toy Story, the garage
That's
sale.
right.
Yeah, I had those too, and I don't know. I mean, I do have a trunk actually full of my childhood belongings. Like do you remember the charm necklaces we used to have with those big gaudy plastic charms on them?
Mm.
Yes.
That was back when jellies were a thing, things like that. So I have things like that, my old coin collection and stuff growing up, and even my old diary.
Oh.
Oh.
Seth, sadly, is married today, but he was my big crush at the time.
But we would have found out all about Seth in that diary.
Right. Okay. Also, airline. There's a specific airline adding bunk beds for economy travelers, but it bans cuddling in the bunk beds, which I think is a fantastic idea.
Well, probably smart because you never know what
Yeah.
might happen.
If the bunk beds are rocking, anyway.
Don't come a knocking.
Yeah, so this is Air New Zealand, and so for an extra fee, you can even get a sliding curtain. They're going to be triple level bunk beds for their longest flight, which was from Auckland all the way to New York City. So this is on their Boeing 787-9 Dreamliners. Those things are huge.
They are huge.
They're, I mean,
Yes.
like
I would
10 buses put together in the air.
I don't know what plane it was that I rode on to Ireland, but it was massive. I've never been on a bus or a plane that big, and it was huge. It was really big. So I can only imagine if you're putting bunk beds in there, how big that's got to be.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's crazy.
Yes, it's
Bunk
crazy.
beds. Yeah.
That's 3 people lined up. Just three. And think of like 6 feet long or longer, maybe 8 feet long, who knows? And then another 3, and then another 3. So it does cost a little bit more. And like I said, even more on top of that would be the sliding curtain. But I would love that. Also, they provide earbuds in case people snore.
It is not easy to sleep sitting in those airplane
I'm
chairs.
just like laughing thinking about people dragging on their CPAPs and all
Yeah, right. Yeah.
all the obnoxious extras to sleep.
Yeah. I think that would be great though, because I mean it's hard to sleep whenever you're I don't know. Do you guys get nervous on a plane? Do you get nervous?
Sometimes. It
It's not my
depends.
favorite.
Yeah.
If there's a lot of turbulence, I want to make sure the wings are still attached. So I need to look outside to make sure.
Yeah.
If they weren't, we would be descending quite quickly. But
It might be
do
hard
you?
to sleep. I get kind of nervous. I mean, I don't get super nervous, but I'll get nervous when there's turbulence.
Mm-hmm.
That's what freaks me out. That's about it. Yeah.
I'm the person that will sign up to be at the exit row because I trust myself more than a stranger.
And you're like, I'm out. See you
Like,
guys.
I'm confident I will get us to safety if
Totally.
anything goes wrong.
That's right.
Yeah. One time I fell asleep on a plane. Well, I had my eyes closed. It was like a red eye flight.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like bumpy. It was like bumpy like this. And I was like, God, I just wish I could go to sleep. And I'm so tired. So I'm like drifting off, still bouncing like this. And then the turbulence stops. And I'm like, well, that was comforting. Bring that back.
Yeah, right.
That is the only time I've
like
ever
white
liked
noise.
turbulence.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. Yeah. So anyway.
And on those long flights, I mean, it's exhausting. It's like a whole day's worth of travel. It's exhausting, but they do feed you. They feed you well.
Do they?
Oh my gosh, they do.
My mom used to be a flight attendant for American Airlines for 9 years.
Ooh.
This is she stopped when my sister and I have a twin sister. We were born in 77. And so she stopped, went from 68 to 77. Anyway, in 68, in the early years, from a flight to Dallas to Oklahoma City and back, like a 45-minute flight, they would still have to provide a meal and get it cleaned up. And it was crazy. She was like, we were racing and we were telling people, scarf that down.
Yeah.
Eat it fast. Right.
Yeah, I had everything from ice cream to, it was everything. And I felt like don't give me any more food. I cannot eat any more food. Mm-hmm. So it was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It was fun though.
And really quickly, I will say that my fear of flying came from my mother, who was a flight attendant, who told me all the horror stories that she experienced over 9 years. Yes. Thanks, Mom. All right. When we come back, today's bizarre holidays after this break. All right, everybody. We always like to end every show with today's bizarre holidays. People actually literally register these holidays with whoever you're supposed to register national holidays with. Right. But they are registered. Yeah. So it is National Babe Ruth Day.
No.
Not the candy bar. The baseball player.
The guy.
Okay. All right. Marine Mammal Rescue Day.
What about Morris Code Day?
Yeah. National Gummy Bear Day.
I had some gummy bears earlier.
Good breakfast.
Yeah. National Little Pampered Dog Day. I got one of those. I got one.
National Prime Rib Day.
Ooh. And National Tell a Story Day. We do that here every day.
We do. And then the last one is National Woody Woodpecker Day.
I used to love him back in the day.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good.
That was great.
I have a feeling that's not the first time you've ever done that.
I used to do it in kindergarten, and the kids thought it was so funny. It was much better way back then. I had a much higher pitched voice. All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We'll be back tomorrow at 11. We hope you have a wonderful Monday. See ya.